I was a big city girl who had lived amongst restaurants and malls my entire life. Where did I end up? A place where food meant Sonic and shopping meant Walmart. I had never seen such beauty in nature and architecture until I found my home for the next 4 years, Sewanee, Tennessee. Great, it's everything I want in college. Everything falls into place and makes sense from here. Right? Wrong. Who am I? Who do I want to be? What do I want to learn? And where do I go from here? 4 years later, and I can at least answer one of these questions with confidence. Who am I? My name is Fain, and I have more answers for you and many more questions for myself. Answers are not always the solution. They are words to make us feel like we know what we're doing, even when we don't. As a psychology major and a philosophy minor, I have learned the value of having and asking questions. I have taken a philosophical approach to my story, which you may have already noticed. I always knew that I had an interest in psychology and declared my major at the beginning of my freshman year. From here, I met a wide array of people who had strong interest in psychology in and outside of the Sewanee Psychology Department. This is when I realized that psychology spans far beyond the classroom. I started thinking about what I wanted to do with psychology and my love for helping others. That was the purpose of me being a Bonner leader. My Bonner career began with me working at Pelham Elementary at their after-school program. In this case, I was working to educate them about the importance of an active lifestyle. That was the description on paper, at least. In reality, I was able to educate these students on so much more. Things like caring for each other, mental health habits, and even strategic study habits. But I was also able to learn from them. I learned that perspective is one of the most valuable skills to have. Communication is crucial to those above you and below you, and that anyone in the right day can fight over a box of apple juice. Around the end of my freshman year, I became interested in psychology research and decided to do work with my advisor on a research project. The project focuses on adolescent drug use in Grundy County. Little did I know that Pelham Elementary would be one of the schools whose data I would be analyzing for this project. I was excited to bring my connections and knowledge of Grundy County into my research. Unfortunately, my second semester sophomore year was when I was no longer able to work for Pelham Elementary due to the pandemic. When I returned to campus my junior year, I was concerned about how I would be able to find another site to work with remotely that I was passionate about. Shortly after the semester had started, I started working with the Franklin County Prevention Coalition, and I continue to work with them to this day on projects that surround binge drinking. I've created an anti-binge drinking campaign, including informational coffee sleeves for Sterling's Coffee House and posters around campus. I have had unique opportunities in designing campaign slogans and how to advertise them, including writing and recording an informational radio ad that is now played on the radio station in Franklin County. I was able to use my research and analysis skills to create accurate and educational campaigns to share with students on campus and Franklin County in general. I had 2 large goals when I came to Sewanee. 1, to be less of a city girl, and 2, to figure out my future. Instead of coming up with answers or solutions to these problems, I've gained perspective, flexibility, stronger analytical skills, and to realize to learn from every experience, even when you think it's your job to be educating others. Allow yourself to be educated in return. I still love good food and I still love to shop, but even the Food City grocery store now sells Starbucks. I have changed over the last 4 years, and so has Sewanee. This environment has been a learning experience for all who are on campus. There have been many changes and challenges that we've had to adapt to. I have learned to be more open-minded with my experiences. I have much more in common with those in Grundy and Franklin County than I ever expected. I can now sit here and tell you who I am, what I want to be, what I achieved, and what I've learned. But honestly, none of that really matters to me. What matters most is that I have learned to accept what gets thrown at me. I love to plan, but plans are just thought on paper until you make them happen. Allow yourself to be more than your plans. My next plan is to attend graduate school at the University of Tulsa to get my PhD in industrial and organizational psychology. This has not always been a clear picture. I've asked many questions along the way and continue to do so. But in the end, it has all pieced together, and the consistency of having Bonner be a part of my college career has certainly been a strong guidance in doing what fulfills me, and more importantly, how I can fulfill others.